Hello book lovers and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins and today I'm talking to author Tracey Gerrard about her Ain't Nobody series, When We Dance, When We Hurt and When We Love. These are erotic romance stories that take you on an exhilarating and explosive journey into the lives of Holly Spencer and Vladimir Petrov. This series brings together two unlikely characters who are so far different in some ways it shouldn't work. But the love they find in each other binds them together, and no matter what life throws at them, the love cannot be broken. Hello Tracey, first of all welcome and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
Hi Claire, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Firstly I have to ask, erotic romance, are we talking using camera fade out after some passionate kisses, or do we get a full description?
I'd say you'd get a full description,
Okay.
but it's very tastefully put together, I would say. I've read, it may not be as descriptive as some of the books I've read, or what some people have read, but you definitely get the picture.
Tracey, what was the inspiration for writing the Ain't Nobody series? Was there a particular book or author?
I won't say the one particular book or author. I've got a very wide range of books in my library. The authors from around the world, Australian, Canadian, American, British, but I think I do read a lot of Russian mafia,
Right.
so they were an inspiration, and a couple of authors. My favourite author is one, Jodie Allen Malthus. So I read a lot of hers, although hers aren't Russian mafia books, but I do like hers. So yeah, and I think I just read so much and thought I'll give it a go.
So here we have Holly Spencer and Vladimir Petrov. Can you tell me a bit about their characters?
Well, Holly, she's a gentle soul. She helps out everyone, her friends, but she's not a pushover. She's had a lot of hurt, tragedy, betrayal in her life from a young age right through her adult life, but it's made her a stronger person for it. Vladimir is quite a very confident man, which uses sex appeal, and because of his maturity intensifies. But again, he's a provider and a protector. He loves his sons fiercely. But again, like Holly, he's had a lot of hurt and comes from a very dark and dangerous world. People can see this in him when they see this intimidating man. But where Holly sees beneath that, she sees through to his soul really and his heart.
Let's start with book one, When We Dance. Would you like to give Book Talk Radio Club's listeners a brief synopsis of how Holly and Vladimir meet?
Yeah, Holly is nursing a wound. She's been divorced for about a year through betrayal, and she doesn't want to go out anywhere. Her friends are trying to coax her into going to a pre-hen night for one of their friends, and eventually they get to go. Vladimir is out, it's his birthday. He's got 3 older sons. He's got 4 sons altogether, but 3 of them are older, and he's gone out with them into his own club to celebrate his birthday along with 2 of his golfing friends, and that's where they meet. It's just attraction from the beginning, all the way through for them.
So Vlad has a past, a dark past. Do we get to hear what it is? Does Holly find out, or do we have to wait until book 2 when we heard?
In book 1, When We Dance, you get a few insights, little insights into his past, but they are only little tidbits, so you can start putting together if maybe that there's something gone off in the past, or he's been in a dangerous world. And as far as Holly, she sees something, that there is something there, but he's not talking to her, he's not letting her know what the problem is. So she gets to find out a little bit. Something happens at the end, which lets her off running, more devastated about what's happened, but it's in book 2 before you get the big revelation to his past.
So talking of which, book 2, When We Hurt, Vlad is a broken man. Hurting the people closest to him was never his intention. He knows what he must do. What must he do? Has he hurt Holly, and how?
He needs to confess his sins, really, of his past to Holly. And hopefully get her to understand why he acted the way he did, and hopefully forgive him. But it's a long...
Book 3, When We Love, there's a wedding, a baby and a shooting. Who gets shot, and will Vlad and Holly live happily ever after? Can you give us a little bit of a clue, Tracy, a teaser?
It's a big giveaway, is that though, isn't it? Not sure I can third book. I'd say the character who gets shot does have a big part throughout the series.
Right.
They're quite a lovable character. As far as that's all I can give you on the shooting. As for will Ollie and Vlad live happily ever after, well, I love a happy ending. So
who doesn't? I've interviewed many authors of all genres of fiction, and they say they have found that the characters of their books become very real to them and almost start telling the author their stories. Did this happen to you too with Holly Spence and Vladimir Petrov?
Yeah, I think they do become real to the authors, and we hope as authors that they become real to the readers. You know, that they can feel what the characters are feeling in it.
Yeah.
As for do they write the story almost themselves? I think as you're writing the plot or something that's happening, I think as you get to know the characters yourself, you tend to write in their reactions, actions and things to it without thinking.
I think that's amazing. I think that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you now, Tracey Gerrard. You were born, raised and still live in Leeds, Yorkshire, here in the UK, West Yorkshire, sorry, in the UK, and have worked as a learning support assistant since 2005. What is a learning support assistant and what does that involve?
Crikey, you need a week for me to explain it.
All right,
I'll try and sum it up.
Yeah.
And I think this is for all learning support assistants out there. We support the children and the teacher in the classroom. We work with all pupils, small groups, individual children. We cover for the teachers so that we can take the full class and deliver lessons. But our main aim is to support every child in the classroom and help them to become independent learners. That's the main aim of it.
A very worthwhile job.
Yes, it is. It's very rewarding.
I can imagine. At the age of 47 and being an avid reader of romance literature, you set yourself a challenge to write a novel, and so you did. Have you written anything before?
No, not since school. Not since I was in school. And you know, I suppose we all write in school. We all have stories to write and things. But normally, no, I haven't. I was just a big reader. I got reading. It was my twin sister that got me reading romance.
Right.
And then I worked in a class with a really good English teacher, and I think I picked up quite a lot of skills from working with her so closely that I think it helped me that when I sort of gave myself this challenge, I didn't tell anybody. It was only a couple of people that knew. Not a big surprise to everyone really. But I think I'd not written anything, and the only times that is when I was helping the children, you know, they'd come up with ideas and I'd support them with it. So no, it was just I'd built up some skills. I'd been a big reader of romance, and one day I thought I'm going to give this a go.
You published When We Dance back in early 2019, and then When We Hurt followed up quickly in mid-July 2019. And When We Love was published early June this year. I think you've got the writing bug, Tracy.
Oh yeah, I have. I do. I love it. It's my hobby. It's like a hobby, and it relaxes me.
It's also creative. It's a creative outlet as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think when you've been at work all day, some people like to go golfing, they go to the gym, running, whatever. I think with me, I'm either reading or I'm trying to write another book. That's me.
How many books do you see yourself writing in the Eight Nobody series? And will there be only 3, or will we hear more from Holly and Vladimir?
As far as Ollie and Vlad are concerned, that's their story told.
Right.
But for those who have read the full series, Vlad has quite a few sons, and the older sons. So there, I am in the process of writing his eldest sons, which is Sebastian, which it would be more like a prequel because it's 6 years before.
Right.
I've also got, I'll be writing Nicholas's, they're the 2 eldest ones. And then his solicitors, Zach, I'll be writing, I'm about 9 chapters into writing his at the moment. So yeah, I've got a few, but it won't be in the Ain't Nobody series. I'm trying not to put any spoilers in,
right.
So they're more standalone. They'll probably be maybe next year before they're out. But
right.
You will, because they're close knit to Ollie and Vlad, you will meet them in there. But it's not their story; it's somebody else's.
You're receiving some pretty good reviews for all 3 books, including, and these are just 3 of them, beautifully written and captivating. The characters in this book are unforgettable, and it's so brilliantly written. The story had me hooked. I read the book in such a short space of time because I just couldn't put it down. Superb series. Read the first 2 books last year and waited patiently for the 3rd. Again, I was hooked. Fantastic reviews. Are you motivated to write by the reviews or the sales, and why?
Reviews. I think we all want sales so we can get the reviews. It's nice. I think, we want to hear, be positive or negative. Where somebody I like to people say you might want to change this to this. Things like that.
Yeah.
I've got a few friends and family that, while I'm writing chapters, I'm sending them out to them and they're reading the story.
Right.
And luckily so far, they've enjoyed them, but I'm sure at one point when I send something out to them, they'll say, oh, maybe not, maybe you might want to change that, or, things like that. But definitely reviews for me. I love to hear what people think. I wish people would, not everybody writes a review. I wish they would. Yeah. It'd be brilliant to listen to everybody's reviews. But yeah, I always say negative or positive, I love to hear them.
Yeah, it's an acknowledgement of the work you've done, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So lastly, where can Book Talk Radio Club's listeners purchase When We Dance, When We Hurt and When We Love?
All 3 books can be found on Amazon and on Barnes & Nobles. They're in paperback and on ebook.
Wonderful. All right, well, thank you, Tracy. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club again. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future, and thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thanks very much, Tracy.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right, bye now.
Bye.